All right, so how did your morning go, Robert?
My morning started off really well. I hit a few 12s, and then it was a little cold. And then about 6 or 7 targets in, I was shooting pretty good, and went for one of the 12s on a coyote, and it was a little clogged up, but I thought I could fit it in there, and it glanced out for an 8, so I kind of got a little setback right there. But
kind of a rough start, a little bit dark out there. It was cold, and the body wasn't feeling good, and slow. I started off with 5.10s and couldn't get anything going, and finally the sun came up, things started to get warm, loosen up a little bit, and then I got on a roll there for a little while.
What's the game plan for tonight?
Game plan for tonight is not necessarily shoot safe, but I guess try not to be super aggressive either. Just kind of see what the other guys are doing, and I guess just play the game and just see what unfolds.
There's always that one close one you got a gun at. So if I start there, it's going to be a 14, of course. But if not, I might just shoot 1 or 2, not so much safe 12s. I'm going to gun at them hard and then go from there to seeing where I sit and how the other guys are laying out, if I need to hit any 14s or not.
Welcome back to the field of play. We're at the 2019 Black Eagle New Breed Pro-Am at Fort Benning, Georgia, Fort Mitchell, Alabama, and we are ready and set for the known pro class.
And now the shoot down for the known pro division, the final shoot off of the evening. Some extremely high scores. How about a round of applause for all these gentlemen? Appearing in his very first shoot-off in only his second pro tournament, still a junior in high school, shooting for Shrewd, Gold Tip, Scott, CBE, and Q2I. First year as a pro, shooting for Matthews. From Leato, Indiana, Dane Johnson with a .438, 20 bonus rings. Your 2018 Shooter of the Year, and your 2016 Rookie of the Year, shooting for Vortex, Scott, CBE, Easton, Last Chance, and Bee Stinger. 4 years as a pro, shooting for Matthews from Asheville, North Carolina, Justin Hanna with a .438 and 23 bonus rings. Your 2018 known pro first place finisher, 2018 known pro Augusta third place finisher, shooting for Black Eagle, Conquest, Shrewd, Z Brothers, and Vortex. 7 years as a pro, shooting for Elite from Morgantown, West Virginia, Garrett Erzman with a .440 and 21 bonus rings. Finishing third in Foley earlier this year and second place in your ASA Shooter of the Year in 2018, shooting for Carbon Express, Doinker, Shrewd, Axel Trueball, 4 years as a pro, shooting for PSE, from Denmark, Stefan Hansen with a .440 and 22 bonus rings. And your number 1 qualifier. This is his second pro shoot-down. He made the Augusta shoot-down 2 years ago in 2017, finishing second in Open B in 2015, shooting for Trueball, XL, Shrewd, Hamsky, Easton, Z Brothers, and Archery Unlimited, Prattville, Alabama. 3 years as a pro, shooting for Matthews. From Millbrook, Alabama, Robert Householder with a .442 and 24 bonus rings.
All right, Greg Wright with Nathan Brooks. And Nathan, he was our leader. Robert Householder was hanging out with us a little bit before this whole thing got going, and he's pretty nervous. You don't blame him, do you?
No, it's honestly, I was in the lead several times last year going into shoot-off, and in this class, there's never a big lead. There's not a big enough lead that you can get far enough ahead that you feel comfortable, because the 14s are in play. These guys know the distance, and by the time we get up there to shoot, if you look at those targets, some of them have holes around the 14s, so that's easy aiming spots. Like number 1 here at this taper, it's not on screen here, but it's easy to see. So that was a. I mean, to me, that's a definite shoot at the 14, which somebody just plugged. Looking over here to the side, I can see that.
A 10 scored. All right, so we're going to go to our first scoring target, which is going to be the taper. After all his arrows in there, an 8.
Oh,
thought it was a 14 from where our position was.
It was in the hole there, so it looked like it was good to me. That was Robert, who obviously I've been in that position before. You feel like because it's a short target, oh, another 8.
Another 8.
You feel like it's a short target, so, you know, I got to get this one. But it's your first target, first arrow you've shot, so you feel cold too.
So another 8 scored. So it looks like just a big pile of nerves across the shooting line at the moment. So far,
It'll be Dane Johnson there for a center 10. More than likely, that's probably what he was shooting at. He might have been shooting at the top part of the 12.
17-year-old junior in high school, Dane Johnson, in his first year as pro. Multiple podium winner, team winner in Argentina a couple years ago as a young archer, and making his big moves up to the pro class. His second shoot as a pro, and he's making it. Was he like 6'6"?
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Yeah, really nice guy. Spends most of his time shooting archery and in school and hanging out with his dog. He's got he likes to hunt waterfowl. He's got a yellow lab that he works and trains with quite often in his free time.
That can take a lot of time if you really like waterfowl hunting.
Stefan Hansen, our third place finisher. There's Garrett Erzman, who Garrett really had a bit of a lead after day number 1 and was feeling really confident.
4-way tie right now for second.
Normally for a shooter like Householder, an 8 on the first arrow could be disastrous, but no real damage done. Stefan Hansen.
Looks like an 8. Nope. Obviously, I'm not seeing it very well from this vantage point, but that is a 14 for Stefan, and I know that he's definitely feeling good about that one. Robert actually called an upper 12 on the javelina and hit the lower. So that's what those guys were asking, just making sure, confirming that he had called the upper. We have an arrow at a 14 here on the Howling Wolf. It was just a little bit low. That would have been
Let's see, that would have been second arrow, so it looked like.
Well, I said that was Stefan Hansen that hit the 14 on the taper. I may have misspoken.
I think that would have been Johnson.
That would have been Dane.
Yeah, that would have been Dane, as you can see on the score.
my
Upper
mistake.
left-hand part of your screen. Blue column is going to be the rank in which they came in. The green column is going to be the cumulative score. And that gray column is the last arrow point value that they shot. So Dane Johnson, 17-year-old, going after it with a 14. A comfortable 10 for Householder. Erzman and Hansen both with 8s. And Justin Hanna, your 2018 Shooter of the Year in the known pro category and runner-up last time we shot our first tournament in Foley, Alabama with a 12. So now Dane Johnson takes over the lead.
Yep.
462. Householder and Hanna with 460 apiece, and then we're tied up with Erzman and Hansen. Looks like Stefan is going to call upper 12.
He's just fresh off of his NFAA Indoor National title last weekend. That was the longest shoot-off in NFAA history for all 5 arrows on a 5-spot.
Paul Tedford holding the umbrella for Stefan. Good friend from Montana. Stefan lets it
Got
rip.
it. He called
the
upper.
upper. Got the upper.
You know, target order is something I was going to say in the last one. Target order is such a big deal for these guys too, on how to shoot on each particular target. Because if you get a close shot right at the very beginning, you really want that one for a 14, but you may not be ready to shoot it at 14. So you kind of play safe, shoot it at 12 or something like that, and by the time you're comfortable, all your short ones are gone. So Robert getting back in there with a 14.
Yeah, Householder. Looked like Hannah had shot a 5.
He was gunning at that
Taper.
taper. Just a little bit left is what it looked like.
So Hannah with a big slip in the standings with that 5.
Those are hard to overcome in this class because not going to be many mistakes unless shooting at 14s.
So Garrett Erzman. So it looks like we have a tie at the top. Householder and Johnson, 474 apiece. Then we have Erzman and Hansen at 468, and Hannah slips to a 465 and holds on to 5th spot, that final spot, guaranteed 5th. There's a look at the 25-year-old, recently married, about 5 months, to his wife Elizabeth. Works in the archery shop that sponsors him, Archery Unlimited. Gets to handle bows often. He comes in early morning, gets to shoot in the range in the evening as well, so throws a lot of arrows downrange. And he gets quickly.
Good solid shot right there.
And he called an upper.
Good follow through.
Garrett Erzman getting aggressive with the 14.
Looks good.
Erzman an archery since birth. His dad owns a shop in West Virginia.
Ooh, that looked close. I'm gonna say it was a 10.
Okay.
Yep.
Got a 10. So that was Hannah. So 475 for Hannah.
See these guys calling these arrows and pulling these arrows. I'm gonna tell you what. I've helped out with things like that before. They deserve a little bit more credit than they get sometimes.
They sure do.
You know, they're calling these arrows for thousands of dollars, and they know it. So
they're asking if he called upper, because if he called upper, it's a 12. Crowd erupts on that one. So you can see that Johnson, a little slip with that 8. And a 12 for Hansen. The running order now is 46 for Householder. Erzman and Johnson tied at 82. Hansen at an 80. Hannah at a 75.
I saw Dane there as he was moving his sight. You see him shake his head. He's still thinking, dadgummit, I just shot an 8. I just gave it up. You got to let that one go and move on to the next one because we've only got a minute to shoot the next shot. There's another thing, too. On the range, sometimes it moves a little slower than it moves here. So if you draw the bow back and there's something you don't like, you can let down, you got time, you don't feel rushed. Here, if you draw the bow back and there's something you don't like, you know you've only got a short amount of time to figure it out. So these guys realize that, and that changes how you shoot out there just a little bit because you feel that time pressure a little bit.
Tied for second, Erzman. Looked like he had called the upper.
Nice steady hold. Nice follow through. Just under it. Got a 14 called on the taper.
So Stefan Hansen with a 14. Typical Hansen, making aggressive moves late. It's what got him here. I mean, he wasn't in the top 5 yesterday, and he just started motoring his way up the leaderboard late in the round today.
Oh, yeah, he got on a string and just hit a whole bunch in a row. I want to say it was 9 or 10 in a row.
Hannah with a 14. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, this final arrow. So anybody within 10 points now will go to the 6th target.
That Wolf was the closest one on this range, and the Blesbach is the longest now. So we saw Hannah shoot a 14 on the shorter one. I'm surprised there's actually not, there hasn't been more 14 shot on that Wolf.
And a 12. It's a 10.
sometimes the lighting plays tricks on you too out there.
And no doubt we're late in the day too. The lighting's really starting to shift down below the trees.
When I say that about, surprised there's not more 14 shot, the distance alone is not the only thing that makes a shot difficult. The lighting, just it can even, your footing can make a big difference. Now, obviously, all these stations are nice and flat, but when you're out on the range, you're dealing with uneven footing and things like that from time to time, and that affects how steady you can hold the bow.
So here's the score. Householder, 496. He's got 2 points over Hansen. Erzman and Johnson have 92s apiece. Hannah with an 89. As they collect their arrows, this is one thing that I think I know Stefan Hansen well enough to know. He's not going for second place. He's going to be gunning for a 14. It's kind of all or nothing with him most of the time. So Householder, now they're going to go one at a time, so he's going to know. He's going to be able. This is the benefit of leading into this. Tell us about how this works.
Absolutely. So the last place individual going into the sixth and final arrow gets to shoot first, and then progressively up to your leader. So these guys have to make decisions. All right, what do I want to do here? I mean, as Justin is contemplating this is a simple move for him. You shoot it to 14 because he's 3 points behind second place. So that ensures that if he hits the 14, that Johnson and Erzman will have to have at least a 12 to pass him. So, and being this is a known yardage division, you see him cranking that deer back there pretty good ways for this last shot. But what that does for Robert is Robert will know what scoring ring he has to hit when it comes his turn. So like you said, Stefan is usually not here to get second place. But at the same time, you want to be smart enough with the decision you make to be comfortable in making the shot too, because like I said before, a lot of times if you're uncomfortable shooting at a 14 but you're comfortable shooting at a 12, well, your likelihood of hitting a 12 is better just because it's easier to aim. And so you can see this target has actually been shot just a little bit, and it's got a hole up there on the high right side of the 14, looks like about 2 o'clock on the target. So that will actually help these guys because they got a marker. Now, I don't know from their vantage point if they can actually see this really good, but from here I can see that spot. And he
North Carolina's Justin Hannah drilled it.
Absolutely smoked it.
So he did whatever he could do, and now the chips will fall where they fall.
I did not take him long to make up his mind what he was doing.
So
just shoot it.
5:03 the score to beat. Here's Dane Johnson out of Indiana.
So at 10, he's still 1 point behind. At 12, he's 1 point ahead of Justin, which will mean that Garrett will also have to shoot a 12 to tie Dane. He's in a funny position. Myself, I'd probably just shoot it at 12. For the simple fact, personally, I aim a little bit better at 12s than I do at 14s, and I would try and beat Justin by 1 point. And I know you're thinking, well, are you trying to win? I don't think he's going to catch Robert. He's too far away.
17-year-old high school junior. His first shoot-off. His final arrow. And he got it. Wow.
Awesome.
Are you serious right now?
He just smoked it. That is. Well.
Interesting target placement, though, as you're looking at it. They had an option to move it a little closer and put it in that shadow, but they brought it out there in that sunlight. You think that's helping them see that 14?
Oh, well, if we're sitting right here, every once in a while I'll get a view of the target down there, and I can see it from here. I mean, not the actual rings, but I can see the hole. So that's definitely a helpful thing for them right now.
So we're getting words somewhere around the 47-yard mark.
Yeah, that's a good poke at that target.
Sure is. This shooter right here, first ASA known pro victory 2018.
It's 14 or nothing here. Just over it.
I've seen Garrett shoot a lot. Didn't look completely confident when that shot broke. So a good effort from Ayersman, and that is going to be a 5 for him. So that'll take him to 97.
Boy, that's going to make him go home and practice. Not that he can't shoot that shot, but he's going to want it that much more for the next one.
Especially after the lead on day one. And he and I had a conversation about it. The key to this game is having 2 good days.
Oh,
got to have 2 good days.
oh, and not just good. They got to be great.
They got to be great.
They got to be great.
And Garrett, to his standard, had a decent day, but he knew it wasn't good enough really to give him any type of comfort, any type of buffer heading into this deal. And you know, he was leading the way until a couple arrows to go this afternoon. He came in here in second spot, and now if Stefan Hansen can at least hit the body, we know that Garrett's going to be sitting in 5th place.
Yeah, again, you know, I just called what I thought I would do when Dane shot. We're just gonna see what Stefan does. Let him show us the way.
Goes for or shoots a 10. May have been going for that 12. I didn't see. He might have called upper. I know he turned and asked. I thought it was about time.
I think he called for upper.
So that means that no chance of winning for Stefan Hansen because Johnson's already ahead. So the mark at this point is 5:06. So for Householder, the pressure is on. A 10 would tie, and then we'd have to go for a shoot-off.
Yep.
Or a 12.
12 wins. You definitely shoot it to 12.
Second ever pro shoot-off, shoot-down for Robert Householder.
Dane definitely did everything he could to put pressure on him right here.
7 years at Archery Unlimited, 12 years as an archer. Could it finally pay off? Look at the thumb, working that trigger. He lets it go, and on the outside.
That is left. That's going to be an 8,
It's
I
either
think.
going to be a tie for a 10 or it's going to be an 8, and the victory is going to go
It's
to the
an 8.
17-year-old, and it is.
Dane Johnson just wins.
Dane Johnson with the victory, gunning and drilling that 14. Never being counted out.
17 years old.
First time
Awesome.
in the shoot-down as a pro. Second competition as a pro, period. And the high school junior just put a stamp on his early career. A big sigh of relief for the big man from Indiana. And he'll walk away victorious.
Awesome. I love seeing that. There's nothing like watching these young guys come up and win, get their first wins. Absolutely fantastic.
He's on the phone with home. I believe his mom is at home. I saw him FaceTiming with her earlier. He's telling his mom.
Yeah, Dad's here.
Dad's here.
He just brought me some Girl Scout cookies a second ago.
Congratulations all around, as you would expect, Braden Galantine. So here's PJ with your new winner.
Dane Johnson, tell me about that. 17 years old. How you feeling right now?
I'm on cloud 9, man. It's incredible. I'm lost for words, man.
Tell me about who you were just talking to over there.
I was talking to my dad. My dad's been my #1 supporter, and my family's been the biggest supporter of all. I couldn't have done anything without them, so I appreciate them.
So going into the last hour, I mean, you weren't afraid. You put the pressure on with that 14. Tell me about your thought process.
Honestly, my thought process was, just stay calm, take a deep breath, and it's like at home. You gotta take a good shot in order to hit it. So.
All right, how's this set you up going forward?
No, I really don't know. I'm just lost for words, man. So, just going to all the rest of the tournaments. So, just keep shooting in school, obviously. So, but other than that, just keep shooting and do my best.
All right, congratulations, Dane. That was awesome to see.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, learn the name Dane Johnson, your 2019 Black Eagle New Breed Pro-Am known pro winner. We'll take a break. We're going to wrap things up on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Cam's coverage of the 2019 Mackenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour is brought to you by Hoyt Archery. Well, we are wrapping things up here. Greg White with Nathan Brooks. And Nathan, that was a spectacular day of archery, especially in these shootdowns.
Absolutely. Going back to that last one, I totally miscalled that. You know, I'm looking there and watching what he could do, seeing the scoreboard and thinking, I don't think he could really catch him, but I never expected Robert to shoot an 8 there at the end. So
we saw some dominating performances by Dan McCarthy, who came in with a huge lead and was able to close it down. Dane Johnson came in here as the 5th-ranked archer and was able to win it in the known pro class. It was a great, great day. We still have 4 rounds left in the season. You want to make sure that you check out their website. Why don't you come join us? Come shoot with us. We'd love to have you here, and you can check out all the action in the Shootdown with the pros. Well, for our entire Cam crew and Nathan Brooks, I'm Greg White. Thanks for joining us here on our coverage, and we will see you from Paris, Texas, April 27th at the Easton Southwest Shootout.
Get in the red zone. Carbon Express's small diameter Maxima Red SD, taking big game hunting to an all-new level, making other competitors' single spine arrows obsolete. Patented tri-spine technology controls arrow flight, delivering better downrange energy and accuracy, all in a small diameter shaft. Think you're shooting the best hunting arrow in the game? Think again. Stay in the red zone. Assume nothing and shoot Carbon Express.
We don't build these bows to be different. We build them to be better. We're the outsiders, the mavericks, the fearless. We forge our own path. We're not chasing anyone, but we know what they're running from. It's an obsession, and the obsessed never rest.